So I'm really passionate about housing affordability and economic justice.
The public problem I'm most passionate about, I would have to say, is immigration and border advocacy.
A public problem I'm most passionate about is the degradation of our ecosystems. It relates to all of us as humans and for other species.
I think I'm most passionate about economic opportunity. I think we've seen declines in economic mobility, the share of people out earning their parents. And I really want to figure out what are the best ways we can bring it back.
Mental health, and specifically men's and children's mental health.
Getting students my age at the college level to be politically active and knowing what's going on in their communities, knowing who their candidates are, knowing who's representing them, the issues that are at stake.
That we are more united, and that we are more respectful, and that we embrace each other's cultures and backgrounds.
In a perfect world, it would be free from racism, sexism, discrimination, and everybody would be equal, so to speak.
In an ideal world, it is so colorful, so green, the environment hasn't been impacted by any negativity. That would be an ideal world for me.
I just really believe that everyone should have access to safe, affordable, and quality housing.
It would be a place where we're all equal and people get their education and we respect each other and we try to maximize everyone's strengths.
Where people feel comfortable being themselves.
Where regardless of where anyone is born, they have the same shot of having a decent and fair life, where they can have access to food, have access to healthcare, and have access to shelter.
The ideal world for me, I think, is really an inclusive space. I think a space that gives everyone a seat at the table, no matter what background you come from.
Where people can come together in a community, but it's a community built on difference rather than a community built on sameness.
I wish that we had a more ethical or moral approach to those differences. One where we acknowledged those differences and we respected those differences, and everybody could be happy being themselves.
Everyone of any age, any gender, any race, any sexuality can speak and act freely and safely.
A world where compassion and equality prevail.
A bunch of people sitting down, regardless of their race, ethnicity, culture, religion, sitting down and being able to have a genuine conversation with one another.
I think to get to my ideal world, we have to learn to manage conflict better. I think that we approach conflict today as arguments. I think we name, call, we bicker, and it's very hard to find middle ground. It's very hard to make progress in that way.
And where people really feel inspired and capable of taking action about the things that they're passionate about and being able to work towards change in their own ways.
Que todas las personas, independientemente de dónde vengamos, nuestro lugar de origen, realmente tenemos un don y un talento que puede impactar la existencia.
It takes all of us to solve those problems and those issues.
Meeting young individuals around the same age who care about the things that I care about makes me want to try even harder. So it really fuels my fire and makes me believe even more than I already did in my mission and the people back home, and I can go back to them and say, hey, we're not alone, we're all in this together, and there's a brighter tomorrow.